Hey guys, welcome to trimester 2.1 of world history. We're going to start today by talking about some Mesoamerican civilizations, and I'll explain exactly what part of the world that is and kind of where we're at in a moment here. For those of you that are unfamiliar with Ed Puzzle, this is an Ed Puzzle just designed to ask you questions as we go here. This is different than the notes that we took, um, the notes that we started to do last try. I think that I'm going to stick to more of the Ed puzzles. That way, the question is right in there for you, and then I will also attach my notes to Schoology so that um, you can take notes and or you have those if you need them. Okay, so Mesoamerican civilizations is what we're going to talk about today. Um, if you Here is a map of the locations of early civilizations, and so if you look at this map, we've already done Egypt and the Nile River. We've already done Mesopotamia. We've already done the Indus River Valley, and we have also done the Yellow or the Shang or the Yellow River um, civilization. And so today and tomorrow we're going to talk about these two over here. And those are kind of the four or the five spots. Well, I guess it's really six. I don't know how to count, but the six spots that early civilizations are set up at is in those six places. Um, so early American cultures. Meso means middle. Therefore, Mesoamerica is the land between North and South America. So if you look here, Meso means the middle. So this is kind of smack dab in the middle of North America, or I'm sorry, North America and South America here. And these civilizations are some of my favorite things to look at in all of trimester two, but really all of world history, because these early civilizations are some of the most extensive, well planned, um, true empires, and it's something that we a lot of people don't really look at because it's not in Europe or Asia or even Africa at the time. But these are cultures and civilizations that are extremely impressive and interesting to think about the intricacies of how they interacted with one another and what they built and that sort of thing. So they're really interesting to look at, and I think that you'll find that as well. Um, so the first. This is a map of the three civilizations. Okay, we've got the Inca, which we'll talk about, which is over here, the Aztecs, which are here, and then the Maya settle over on the Yucatan Peninsula right here. Okay, those are the three that we are going to discuss in this unit. Okay, so first we have the Mayan civilization. Okay, like I said, over here on what's called the Yucatan Peninsula, surrounded by the Gulf of Mexico, kind of in the southern part of Mexico. Okay, and so the Mayan civilization existed from about 1800 BCE to 900 CE. So that's 2,700 years. That's a really long time. That's longer than the Romans, but kind of similar to our ancient civilizations in the length that they were around. In parentheses, there you can see it says 200 BCE to 900 because they really become a power in about 200 BCE, but they're around as early as 1800. Um, the Maya are known as the most advanced people of the Americas. Okay, the Maya are known as the most advanced. They had the best technology. They had the most extensive written language, the most extensive planned out societies, et cetera, et cetera. Farming is extremely important to the Maya, and there is also extensive trade because of the roads that were built and other things like that in this civilization. Okay. Um, Again, you should ask yourself here, what do these pictures tell you about how their civilization was laid out? And that's the question you're going to answer in the Ed puzzle. Okay. My hope for you is that it you put something along the lines of it shows you that this is a very well planned out society. Number one, you can see the extensive pyramid like structures and the extensive different levels to society, to just the way society was built. That would show sense of planning. It would also show extensive public works and work ethic by the citizens to build this. But it would also tell you that these people were maybe influenced, or somewhat, I don't know if influence is the right word, but somewhat similar to those that were in ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia with the ziggurats and the pyramids. Are they the same? Absolutely not. But they built things that were somewhat similar, as you can see there. Okay, so the Maya had quite a few accomplishments, which is part of what you're going to look at later today in your assignment for the day. But they built many pyramids. Okay. They had the first and only real complete system of writing in North America. Okay. We talked all try one about how important writing systems were for ancient civilizations, and that rings true here with the Maya. It's the only complete writing system in North America. They created the Mayan calendar, which is an extremely famous calendar that's based on agriculture and the different growing seasons and when things grow better. And their whole civilization runs on that calendar. And if you're familiar with like 2012 and the talk back then about how the world was going to end and on December 20th and all that stuff. That was because that was when the Mayan calendar ran out. That was when it was finished, and so people, even 2,000 years later, latched onto that as a as a as something that they believed, as a calendar that even they believed in. And so it was an extremely big accomplishment, and something that they lived off of. They also made improvements to math, and that was part of what the calendar was made off of, was using the solar system and how the moons changed and changed, and math to figure out how many days were in a year or a month, and when growing season was going to be the best, and that sort of thing. Um, and they also brought about human sacrifice. Okay, this was something that we didn't really see in the ancient Egypt or ancient Mesopotamia or India or even Chinese civilizations. This is kind of a new thing that the ancient Maya uh, took part in, and it was human sacrifice to make gods happy. So they would sacrifice people. A lot of times these were criminals, or slaves. They would sacrifice them to make the gods happy. They thought that if they sacrificed a person, they would please the gods, and that means that the gods would bring rain and bring a lot of sunshine to help them grow food. And so they did that. Their decline, a group called the Toltecs came in and took over the region, and that led to the Mayans being pushed out. The Toltecs were a very powerful, warlike uh, empire that was able to come in and overthrow the Maya, kind of as it was declining. But again, it existed for 2,700 years, so they were clearly doing something right, and it was something that it was a very successful and important Mesoamerican empire. Okay, that's all for the Maya. Your next video will be about the Aztecs.